for solution.
That's what I was coming to.
You understand? So if there's a deliberate fire in Kotokrava, then we can be sure that, indeed, it was arson.
Yeah.
You understand?
But as it stands now, we cannot point fingers at anybody.
No, I don't think.
Dr. Awani, you wanted to make a quick intervention when Mujib was making his submission.
It's okay. I think that
okay.
We can go to the next.
Right, Mujib.
Yeah.
You want to add something to what you said?
No, but Kwame, it's okay. I have made my point. But at least he was trying to contradict me by saying, because I said all those things we have mentioned could be possible causes of what we are experiencing. But Kwame, I worry with the trend, like the how it is happening.
The flow.
The flow. That is giving me cause to worry that it could not be all this, maybe other
politically motivated.
Whatever it is, but there are certain people behind it for whatever interest they want to achieve known to them. But that is why I urge the security forces. They shouldn't fail this country.
Right. Thank you very much, Mujib, for that wonderful submission there. Now, let's move on and look at some other very important issues here. Right. I'm coming to my members of parliament.
Somebody has sent me a letter.
What did the person say? You won't read it.
Ambassador Sabia. Ambassador, it happens to us. It didn't. It is only one incident, but this one, 1, 2, 3. So we are looking at the trend. So I think these are two different cases.
So anyway, let's come to our MPs, members of parliament, who promise heaven and provide hell. Dr. Awani, you are a member of parliament. I think it's important to start with you. Why are you people now asking for MPs to be given developmental role and not only lawmaking? That is what it is. That is what it should be. Unfortunately, the end result of your pronouncement is what we're experiencing now. Wherefore, if you want to go to parliament, if you don't make promises, unrealistic promises, unachievable promises, right, the people will not give you their confidence. You people started this. Now, what is even making the whole process worse is now you've added money to it. Money, you are buying votes. So you need us, the Ghanaian people, to allow you to have developmental rules so you can stay in parliament for the rest of your life. So that when you are even not performing on the basis of the fact that you've been able to provide some level of development in your constituency, people will still allow you to stay, even if you are not performing in parliament. The core function, the underlying function of a member of parliament is to make laws and to so represent their constituents and amplify and articulate the concerns of the people in that particular constituency. Why should we add developmental roles to your role? What happens to the MCs? What happens to the DCs? What happens to the assembly members? What happens to the local authorities? Sir, we won't give you.
And you might be right if you look at the international trend. Yes, the international trend, yes, it's true. The member of parliament is a lawmaker. But the evolution or the Ghanaian experience is different from the Western experience. And that is why some of our people are calling for the MP to be a developmental agent. Even though I must say that I'm yet to buy into that call, because I believe that there's a structural deficiency in the system that we operate. And that structural deficiency is the fact that the head of the local government of spending, the only place you can go is to go to court. If you think that your DC is not allowed to spend your money, is to go to court. So in actual fact, you are under the DC, so far as your common fund is concerned. So if I want to dig a borehole here, and the DC says no, he will not allow you to dig the borehole here, you can't dig it. You can't do it. So in terms of spending, technically we're under the DCs. And from the DCs, the signatory, of course, to the accounts are usually the district coordinating director and then the district finance officer. And
So,
they take
wait a
instructions.
minute. Why
They take instructions directly
from government
from DC
at the local level?
level. Yes, representation.
Of the people at the
Yes,
local level. So
yeah.
what it means is that they are supposed to articulate the concerns of the people and seek for government intervention. So
Exactly.
for instance,
They are with the government. And
yes.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But what it is that you are saying that what it is that the DCs end up highlighting government policies as opposed to the things that the people really need in that.
Yeah, they receive the
So
instructions
for
from
instance,
above.
so for instance, NAPDAM.
NAPDAM.
Let's say NAPDAM. Let's
Yes,
use NAPDAM.
yes.
NAPDAM may well need, let's say, boreholes, right?
Exactly.
But the boreholes that NAPDAM needs will not necessarily find expression in the general policy of government for that particular constituency, so to speak. So government,
may not-
hold on. So the DC,
the-
instead of providing the boreholes, will now end up
The
making-
local government.
yeah, at the local, no, because local government is an offspring of government. It's a part.
Look, it's a part, but they have their power to budget. So when the common fund comes, they could have budgeted for boreholes, but the instructions above is that the money.
That is the point I'm making.
Yes.
I'm telling you that. So, for instance, they said that 1 million, one village, one dam,
Yes, exactly.
one district, one factory.
Okay.
Okay. So the central focus of that local authority
Yes.
will be to ensure that the policy emanating from the executive is achieved at the local level,
Yes.
as opposed to that which the people really need.
Uh,
That is why you have a challenge. So, for instance, no. So let me break it down.
Okay.
Let me break it down.
Yeah.
The DC, right? What's the function of a DC? The district chief executive.
Yes. He is the head.
More like the
of
CEO
yes, something of the sort
of that district,
of that district.
right?
Yes.
Now, the people so the assembly members and all of those things are supposed to work with the DC
Yeah,
to
exactly.
ensure that they bring development to
Supposed to
the
work with the assembly,
assembly, but
not the DC.
the DC is the head, though. Yes, CEO.
Yes, but
It's the head of the
No,
He's the head of the
but the
assembly.
development.
is not the assembly.
No, hold on.
No, it's not
we are
assembly.
not in disagreement.
But he's not the
No,
assembly.
I'm not saying that. Nobody has
Head of the
said.
assembly.
Hold on.
Nobody has said
No,
that.
I'm coming. The assembly must pass a budget. The assembly must pass the development plan for that area.
Yes, we agree.
Yes, that's
And
an
the
agreement.
DCE leads in the implementation.
That's it. That's the agreement.
So the DCE is not the assembly.
No, nobody has said the DC is the
saying the
assembly.
DC is the
The
assembly.
point is
That is
that
not what
the
we are
point we
saying.
are trying to establish here is that there's a huge disconnect. On the face of it, this is how it's supposed to be. The assembly is supposed to provide, the budget for the approval, blah blah blah.
Yes.
If implementation is led by the DC,
And the DC.
but for and on behalf of
And
the assembly.
the MP is a member of the assembly.
Granted. But I'm saying that.
Yes,
That's
that's
right.
official.
Yes. But what I'm saying is that if even the assembly comes out with the project together with the budget for that particular district, let's say, right? The DCE oftentimes fails to implement that which the assembly provides because they are connected to the executive. And oftentimes they like to implement that which the executive wants for the assembly as opposed to what the people really want.
Yes.
That's the challenge. That's the challenge I have
Exactly.
with the system.
What I've seen is that.
Or tell me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Kwame.
There's a back pass.
Kwame, there's a whole lot of problems. The assemblies rely substantially on a lot of revenue from the central government.
Yes.
That's the common fund.
The common fund.
Before the common fund gets to the assembly, for it to be used
For the
what
purpose, its
assembly
intended purpose.
led by the DC intends to do, a lot of it has been spent at the local government.
Okay.
Pay this,
I think
pay
that-
pay this.
That's
pay
in line.
Sum it up for you.
So
Yeah.
But I'll
Right.
still come to you.
So
Yeah.
in that case, the local development plan is truncated
Okay.
because fumigation, for example, the local government will say that this particular company has been given the fumigation.
Just go and pay.
Go and pay, and they pay. They pay at the central government. It doesn't even.
Even get to you.
That.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean.
So what I'm saying
yeah.
is that the independence of the assembly itself to carry out
It's not there.
its budget,
It's not there.
which has been created by the assembly at the local level, it's problematic.
It's problematic. Okay. I see what you mean. So I'm still staying.
Yeah, yes.
So if that is the case,
In other words,
why do
you
we
see,
then
central
give-
government
Yes, sir. Yes,
gives
sir.
a back pass
Okay.
to local governments.
Yes, sir.
To carry out some of its activities,
Yes.
which it should have carried out.
Absolutely.
Yes. For example, they have got a ministry responsible for this so-called feeding. With afforestation, they've also got a ministry for that. The allocations are there's supposed to be a budgetary allocations to all these ministries to feed the school children. How come that common fund, which is for infrastructure development, is being used for that? There is misappropriation by central government. Whenever central government cannot do anything or they find it difficult to do anything, they give a back pass. And those deadly back passes that somebody can use to score, to the local governments and ask them to implement it. And they implement it against the real infrastructure needs of the people. And that is why the MP, over these years, the MP has become a fulcrum for development, in the sense that the MP is elected. People don't know that what the MP wants to do, he can be stopped. In principle, they can, your DC can stop it by the DC. There's sometimes writing that the DC is below the MP in terms of revenue, spending, etc. They even sometimes ask us, why don't you go and tell the assembly to do this? Why don't you go and tell the assembly to do that? Especially when you are in power with your DC and then the MP are from the same party and you are in power. You can go and tell the DC to do this and the DC will not do it. And that is why some of the MPs are losing, because they know that this road is good. Revenue is with the assembly. In my constituency, I'm only taking my constituency because it's a small constituency. I've seen that when I'm giving 50,000, my assembly is giving 500,000. Common fund. When I'm giving around 60,000, my assembly is giving 600,000. So out of 10, I, the MP, is holding only 1. 9 parts of the common fund is with the DC. And yet, the people expect me.
Yeah.
People expect me to carry out more development.
Why don't the people then hold the DCs to account?
That is what they are not elected by them. So this issue, we have to go back again.
Okay, I see what you mean.
What did the DC tell? What did the DC tell the people before he got that appointment? Nothing.
I see.
He didn't tell them anything.
So no problem.
And some of them, when they are annoyed, they'll tell the constituents that, look, it's not because of you that I'm still down here.
Okay. It's
Somebody
a
brought me.
appointment. I mean,
somebody brought me, and I'm supposed to do his wish. He will just tell you
plainly.
that
Okay. I see the difficulty here now. I see the difficulty here now. So what it means is that it's either
they can't tell you go to your MP. It's your MP who promised you.
It's either the DCE is elected or the MPs are given developmental role.
Exactly.
Okay.
If the DCs are not going to be elected, then the issue of the MP becoming the developmental agent, the elected developmental agent of the constituency should be looked at properly.
Mr. Eneku, you've listened extensively.
Yeah,
I'm sure you would disagree with the fact that we should add developmental roles to the role played by the members of parliament.
Yeah, formally, I would disagree.
I like that.
There are nuances to it because policy making has also a developmental essence. So that if he goes to parliament and they are discussing what the Ministry of Special Initiative should be doing, or the Savannah Development Authority should be doing, it is they who vote money for it, who pass the details of it as to what kind of development should be and where it should go. So in that case, the MPs are part of the developmental process. But when you come to the local level, it should be the assembly. And even when we don't elect the assembly itself should be able to hold the DC to account if things they have passed, that is, if it is a proper assembly, if it is an assembly who knows, are independent and knows their ways, they'll be able to ensure that development goes, what they have passed in the budget and everything is implemented for the whole district. One thing I'd like to say about the developmental role of the MP is to cite the United States of America. They have what we call pork barrel politics. You know what pork barrel politics is?
No.
Pork barrel politics is where a development, it could be an army base, it could be some federal budget project being taken to a particular congressional district on the basis that if you don't take it, or the congressman will not vote for a bill, or in order to get a congressman or the senator to pay to vote for a bill, they are put into the bill as riders. It could even be a defense appropriation bill, and then they will add it. That is a certain developmental thing, which is the personal thing being lobbied for by a senator or a congressman. They do it that way. Here we have allocated development to the assemblies, and I think that we should empower the assemblies sufficiently. You understand? We shouldn't put everything on the DCE. There are committees, subcommittees of the assembly. There's the executive committee of the assembly. The MP is a member. He should be a full member. The MP should be able to lobby at the assembly to make sure that, because I don't even know whether your part of the common fund, whether it is part of the district assembly budget. If it is part of the district assembly budget, then
part of the we have what we call planning,
yes,
which the MP, of course, is supposed to be part of the planning. So, for example, I've indicated that I want to build a school
yes,
in a particular location.
yes,
This year,
yes,
if the common fund should come. So they've taken notice of it, and so they will not repeat the same thing. They can also go to another point.
But it is in the budget.
Yes.
And if it's in the budget, then it should be done because it becomes a bylaw of the assembly.
Yes, if it is in the budget, yes, it can be done. Yes, it should be done. But there are always no issue. Yeah, nuances. Why issue?
And can't you sue the assembly for not implementing part
if you want to
budget?
use all your money to be going to court.
That's up to you.
So justice is system.
When they call you once or twice to come from Accra to come and attend a court case in Bolga, after going 2 times, you sit down and talk. That's why you not run to court again.
Anyway, yeah. So
Kwame. Kwame, I think that the just ended election is bringing out so many issues to the fore. That is why now I think some MPs are now calling for a developmental role in addition to.
Strangely, these MPs who are
the reality is done on them.
Yeah.
Because I've seen that some of them were occupying better positions.
Yeah.
Than the Allah coming
CEOs.
And the reality is done on them.
Why we still need to? They still need to convince us. Why should we add them developmental role when the constitution is clear? I think we are running the 3 arms of government: the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. So it is clear in the constitution that the MP, your role is in the law-making process. When you go to the constitution, everything Article 93 is spelled out there. So why is it that we need to? But where I see the problem, Kwame, is coming from when you move down to 79. That is tie the president hand, executive president hand, to appoint 50% of members of his government, ministers from from parliament. Kwame, that is why people had to kill. When I say kill, people had to do everything and give out faulty promises when genuinely they know that the appointment they are vying for is not for them to develop the constituency, but it's for them to represent the constituency in parliament. But the hope is that when I win and become member of parliament, Mr. Ineku, and fortunately my party also wins, the tendency of me being nominated as a minister or deputy minister is high because of the constitutional provisions. And when that is done, and you are privileged to be appointed as a minister, and I think that now you have a budget you control, so it puts you in a different position than the normal, ordinary lawmaking member of parliament. So you can attend to some of the needs of your people in the constituency. Kwame, other than that, the current situation of the members of parliament, we are forcing them. But I don't also fault the electorate because they want to become members of parliament, they promise heaven and earth. That when you vote for me, I make sure this road is constructed. Are you the road minister? You control budget. When you vote for me, this school building, I'm coming to complete it. Are you the minister of education? Are you the get fund administrator? I hope you are getting the argument. So they will promise heaven and earth, and that is not only the problem, because the parties too are also jeering to have majority in parliament. Because they want their policies and programs to go through smoothly in parliament. Kwame, they will dole out everything to those members, certain people, to make sure goodies, they get their people convinced that indeed when you vote for me, I will be in a better position to change the fortune of the constituency. So the constituency, this person that, you can be intelligent, but this man is more resourceful. So let us go and vote for the president. But as soon as you get to parliament, it's a different ball game. So it's a very complex situation. But to get the problem addressed, and I think that we have to get back to Article 79, and then see how maybe we can, if we can amend it, that to ease the crumbling and the fighting and trying everything possible means to get to parliament.
See, that
is the problem.
You see, the truth is also that if
that is the major problem. When you ask the members of parliament, generally they won't tell you. 90% of them is not because of parliamentary activities. Their hope is that, doc, maybe if I win, my party wins, I will get the deputy minister or deputy minister. Yeah. Doc, are they lie? That is the number one. That is the number one. Exactly. Not to go and really learn the parliamentary procedures and become a law-making member of parliament and contribute to parliamentary democracy. That is only some few percentage of them have that mind, that I just want to go to parliament and make sure maybe I contribute to the law-making process, and then the majority of them want to be ministers.
The kind of governance process that we practice in Ghana, it's more of executive.
Exactly.
So then, if it's the executive,
it's executive presidency
style of governance that we practice in this country, then 79 cannot be looked at, because if we look at 79 and we apply strictly the separation of powers principle, what it means is that government business may not necessarily be achieved. Because if you have strict, parliamentary system working, as like now,
but it's true. We are not experiencing the strict separation of powers. There are interactions and overlapping.
My point is that now that we have a hung parliament, I hope that we'll be able to experience proper
parliamentary democracy.
See, what he's saying makes sense, because
what would you be saying, right?
Yeah, we have a hybrid system.
Yeah.
The hybrid system is that we mix the legislature with the executive.
Absolutely.
You understand? So that even the leader of government business is in the cabinet.
The cabinet,
You get my point.
Okay.
What should have been done in the UK is the Prime Minister is also a member of Parliament. So he elects his cabinet from Parliament. But in the United States, the President doesn't bring his ministers from Congress.
No, from Congress. No.
You understand? So I agree that we should amend that 79 and that we shouldn't appoint
the president to appoint 50% of ministers from parliament.
All right, Mujib. Finally, let me stay with you. No, hold on.
You don't say it just openly as if it's that easy to do it and go scot free. But let me tell you, if that happens, the loyalty of even members of parliament
to government,
from their side,
that will be
but that will not to the benefit of the populace.
Will not be guaranteed.
is it not we won't give you developmental role. Go on there. Already you have some percentage. You have some percentage of that. You have some percentage of that. Whether you are for it or not, we won't give you. Whether you are for it or not, even now they are being taken care of.
We should still
they have some percentage they take from Get Fund. They have some percentage they take from Common Fund. They have some percentages they take from other places for development purposes. So what are you calling for again?
We need government to function.
We need government to function. What is the check and balances? What happened to check and balances? What happened to check and balances?
But checks and balances.
When they froze in the budget, why will the budget pass? You are telling them to go back and do the right thing. Not that you hate government. That is why you are not passing budget.
I wish the NDC could get
majority.
Then this aspect that you are talking about.
Yeah.
There's your parliament. How do we know that? How do you know that when you have majority, you won't take money and just pass things?
No. That is a serious allegation.
How do we? I'm asking a question.
Anyway.
I'm asking questions because let me borrow Mujib's word. The likelihood of some members of parliament taking money from the executive to pass some of these things is high. Even now they're not taking. What are you talking about? Thank you very much, Mujib. Thank you, Dr. Nawani. Thank you, Mr. Eneku. Thank you for watching today's edition of Good Morning Africa. My time is up. I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow promises very exciting. Do have a very wonderful day. God bless. Bye.